All right, everybody, welcome back to another video. Today we're going back on the big turbo wide body E28. This video I was gonna be finishing the bodywork and getting it ready to have the paint prep all be done.
Meanwhile.
So Archie came over a couple days ago. We decided that we're gonna do things a little bit different. Our original plans with the wide body, we were gonna put the original diving board bumpers back on because we thought it would look kind of cool with wide body and kind of like still try to keep the original diving board bumpers. We put the diving board bumpers on and it looked horrible. We're gonna completely shave the front and the rear bumpers, and I'm gonna pull out the front bumper a little bit. So that's what we're gonna show you in today's video. Front bumper here kind of comes down, and we kept the normal like profile because we were gonna have the diving board bumper like come out, and it would start here, then come out there, and then round out, and it just kind of looked weird. I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna like bump it out more, not 100% to line up with this, because I do want that to set in just a little bit, because I still want when someone looks at the front of the car, they can still see like a little bit of the front tire, because I think that looks absolutely sick. So that's like the only direction I have right now with it. Other than that, I'm pretty much just winging it, cutting stuff up, fitting panels, welding, see how stuff looks. That being said, let's start working. This piece that comes in here that I welded this little like temporary standout here sticks this into the tire. So we need to cut this out. We need to cut that and bring this piece out back to where it was. I have the tabs cut out and these welded back to where they're supposed to be. I just have them tack welded for now, same as on the other side. Just threw on the front valence real quick, and I kind of just stretched it out. Like I literally just pulled it out. I like how this looks. I think it goes down like too violently. Because this panel bends in and there's like metal that way, it's not wanting to bend out. Like there's a lot of tension on this panel right now. So I think right around here at the bottom, I'm gonna make a cut, massage this panel somehow to get it over there, and probably weld another piece in. This is what I mean with I'm just kind of going with the flow and cutting and welding stuff and seeing how it fits. When you are limited to a hammer and a welder, sometimes that's what you gotta do. All right guys, I got the relief cut in here. The space that opened up, allowing this panel bend out, and now it's kind of like coming along with the tire, and then it starts going down. I'm just gonna throw a tack weld on there and one on the other side like that. And then I gotta go somewhere and get a lot of cardboard, because I'm gonna mock up this lip. Kind of got some ideas for the lip. I want it to like scoop in air for the intercooler too. Come down and almost a little bit out, and kind of like, we'll see, we'll see.
The next day.
You guys know that thing that I do that I like stay up super late getting creative, making cardboard templates out of stuff that I'm gonna make on the cars? I may have done it again. Oh, doctor. Oh my lord. Do you guys see this right now? Little scoop for the intercooler? God bless. Last night after I got home from the gym, I stayed up probably till 2 o'clock in the morning cutting cardboard out and working our design up for this. And we're gonna remake it out of metal, which is what we're gonna do right now. I got all that sheet metal over there. We're gonna go piece by piece. This big piece is a piece right here, same on the other side. And then these pieces right here, which go up into the thing. And we have this bottom piece that's gonna bolt onto the bottom of the intercooler. We're gonna have like this bottom sort of lip thing that I think just nicely ties everything together. I'm gonna show you guys how to make it now. A little mark right there, mark right there. There. Boom, 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 boom. I'm using the way this panel came from the factory, this factory edge for the bottom, because this part's gonna be welded and then ground down and eventually blended in. This is a tiny little bit wavy. Not the worst thing in the world, but we're gonna try to keep it as straight as we can. It's not perfect straight, but pretty straight. So now we're gonna have to like kind of position this on the car and this by hand, tack it on. I just got the metal sanded down here where we're gonna weld. Luckily for me, there's like this factory body line that comes across here. This isn't gonna go up against the factory body line. This is gonna get dropped down about an inch. I'm gonna go off that body line, measure down about an inch, take a mark all the way around, and we'll weld this on. And as we weld this on up here, like I'll tack it there, and as I go along tacking it, it'll like slowly form in. Got this piece cut out, same thing on this side. You can tack it in and then slowly kind of like hammer it in, put it into the body line. Goddamn pulling my glove. This is why you buy new gloves. Pulling my glove and I had a piece of welding rod go into my finger there.
Day 3.
It's the next day later, and you know what they say, another day, another wide body E28. Probably the only one that's ever said that. But we have the parts of the front splitter welded in, and I love how this is coming out so far. It looks absolutely so sick. I use the torch, bend this in, and then a clamp. I'm probably gonna try to roll this corner around, just like how it's rolled around on the factory fender, then meet that up. And we're probably gonna like kind of cut this down and angle it because it kind of looks dumb just going down like that. I'm absolutely loving how this is looking. This is the center part of the splitter slash air scoop. Then we have these little side pieces here, directs air into the intercooler and radiator area. I'm gonna take this piece off, we're gonna cut it out, bend it up. I wish I had a metal brake. I do not have a metal brake, so I'm gonna have to get nifty with how I bend that angle, or I'm gonna try to like gradually bend it up. I don't know what's gonna look better, but yeah, we'll see how I do it. All right, folks, I do not have a metal brake. If you guys don't know what a metal brake is, if I have this big flat piece of metal and I need to bend it at a certain degree, you put it in there and then big thing comes down, bend it, perfect straight line. I don't have that. So I have this piece of aluminum right here to give me a perfect, try to give me a perfect bend. So I can hold this down, just slowly bend it on that line. We got this piece bent out and we are looking good so far. This is how we're lining her up here. It's gonna sit like that. Got it welded on, came out absolutely great. I'm gonna make these like little fin duct things here. That's gonna direct air instead of letting air flow past there. Air is really lazy. It's gonna always take the path of least resistance. So if there's like a big gap, like let's say this car is going 90 miles an hour, I mean the speed limit down the road, and it's making a bunch of boost and this is getting real hot and we need to cool this down, and air's coming in here, yeah, it's hitting this duct, it's forcing some air up into here, but the problem is there's this big opening, so air's gonna hit here and take the path of least resistance and dump into there. So we're gonna make these little patches right in there. You guys can see that fitment. And when air's rushing into here, it has nowhere to go but straight up into the intercooler. All right guys, this thing looks absolutely ridiculous now. So we got these welded in, it looks sick. There's enough space in between the intercooler on each side just for a little bit of clearance. I love how this looks. So what we're gonna do now, this looks awesome how it is right now. It doesn't look quite like a finished product. What I'm gonna do is cut some more metal, probably about like a 1/2 inch coming out like that, and we're gonna have like a little lip come off of this like air dam. We're gonna have a little lip come all the way around, and then it's gonna go into the corners there, and yeah, that's gonna look absolutely sick. How I'm gonna do this is a brand new sheet of sheet metal. This is in a 4x4 square. If you guys are wondering, this is 16 gauge. This is what the metal is used on the car, so we're using 16 gauge. Now I'm gonna measure a 1/2 inch across here and then scribe a line, and then I'm gonna try to cut as straight as I humanly possibly can, straight across there, and then we're gonna take this, go along here, and in different sections bend it up, because we can't have one long piece just because there's so many bends and it'll like contort, do funky stuff, so. Gonna be difficult. Don't mind that I'm using the car as a stand to hold this massive piece of metal. All the bodywork has to be done, so I'm not worried about scratching. This might be a genius move. I got a piece of aluminum, clamped it on. I measured like 3 1/4 something inches right there to give us our line. So I can just take this and just run it along there. And then this measurement's the same down here, so it's gonna all be the same. So hopefully that works, and if that does work, I'm probably gonna have to cut 2 or 3 of these out, and if it does work, I can just bang them out. Started to weld on some pieces, but I ran into a little bit of a problem that I knew was gonna happen. Because I want these pieces to be kind of angled to give it a little bit better look coming off of the front. The problem that we're facing is when we angle it and the piece of metal has to go around the corner, like here I have this flat piece of metal, I could bend that perfectly to fit that, but as soon as I can it out like that, when I bend it, it's gonna shoot down. So I'm just cutting little slits in there so we can bend it up. And we have an area to kind of like form that up so it can go against there. This thing is turning out so unbelievably sick. All right, folks, so last night I got most of the bottom lip all welded on, and we are looking so good. What I did last night was I wasn't a fan of how this was just kind of like going like that. So I cut, you guys can see in there, I cut like a little relief slit down in there, and then I bent this out. So this thing kind of like comes out kind of and goes like that. I know it's kind of hard to see on camera, but it's gonna look really sick when I have everything welded in and then it's all ground down. So it looks like one uniform piece, but that is going to take hours and hours and hours and hours of time. This thing looks fucking sick. I'm gonna do the same thing to this side, and then I have this last little piece here that's gonna work perfectly to fit in there. So I'm gonna take some measurements, make some cuts, bend that out, and then make that piece. Front lip is pretty much done for the fabrication side of stuff. The rest is I have to literally go around here and weld absolutely all of this and grind it down so it looks like one piece. What I'm doing now is I'm patching all of the holes up because we're gonna do a shaved bumper. These are gonna be pretty difficult to patch up. I wish I had another bumper where I could just cut this section out of and like just move it over, then do that. But I gotta make all these angles. I'm gonna hate my life doing that. Anyways, I'm gonna patch these up. I just put Scotch tape under there. I'm gonna cut that out, then transfer that to a piece of metal, cut it out, and then we should have an exact fit. Go in there, weld in, make a patch so it looks good. You guys seeing this right now? Oh, great heavens. I got everything, well, not everything, still some stuff I need to do. That's it for today's episode because I want to get a video out to you guys at least once a week. There's more stuff that I need to do. Like I need to patch these in, I need to fill all these holes in, I need to weld everything completely full and grind it down. That's gonna be in next video. But I am so absolutely stoked with how this thing is coming out. It looks so good. I wish I could push it outside for you guys so you guys could see it like in the whole, you know, in all of its glory, but there's a bunch of snow on the ground. Like I threw the grills in for you to get like the whole look, and I love how instead of it just like looking like it has no chin and it just goes in, it's like an actual like, oh my God, that looks so good. This is my favorite part in here. The air scoop for the intercooler. This is my favorite part because it's functional, it looks cool. Probably wondering, we're gonna put some holes here, like some oval holes here for brake ducting and cooling. That being said, oh yeah, look at that. Look at that. Sheesh. This thing is a freaking menace. Close the video out right here. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are here to the end of the video, drop down in the comments and let me know. Say CSL front lip and I'll know, and I'll like and reply to your comments. That's how I always say, guys, dream so big it's scary. Peace out, and I'll catch you in the next one.